Hello, welcome to Chrysalis Dawn. I'm very excited to get into your reading today. We're going to start by chiming my beautiful bowl and calling in the Most High and our angelic guardians. Welcoming the Most High, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Gabriel, and all the most benevolent, loving guardian angels and guides of everybody present. This is a timeless reading. Whenever you find it is perfect for you. I did a pre-channeling that I'm going to share just a little bit about before we get into the cards. I have to be honest, I was feeling pretty tired and I had to get encouraged by the archangels to do this reading and not put it off. They really want to share a message of the victory available in this time. And like right now, like in this exact moment. And you'll deeply resonate with this reading especially if you are from a lineage, spiritually or genetically, to having a stronger connection to the fairy realms. And that includes elves, gnomes, fairies. You could even include leprechauns, sprites, all of it. Okay, elementals, the beings. I don't know what you call them, but just like the fungi, the fungi, sprites, or fungi leprechauns. There's so much. Like they're even saying like there's even specific kinds of spirits that like live in bark, even in the grooves of the deep grooves of bark of like big old trees. So I'm not sure why they're getting into such specific details right now, but you get my point that nature is on a interdimensional and multidimensional level very full of all sorts of very alive, playful, loving beings. And while it seems like maybe just fairy tale, right? Just something for kids, fairies are actually, in many respects, they were showing me like the blue people in the movie Avatar, and very much who the Nuburians have been trying to eliminate, we'll just say, and annihilate in order to have complete control and dominion over Gaia and her resources. And this has been a big spiritual battle. And Thoth is one of the Egyptian figures, the leading figures of this battle to annihilate the fairy realms, is what they were showing me. And one of the ways he was doing this was through the twin flame assignment. And there was bystanders in this who allowed what was going on, including Sekhmet. And I don't want to say it's limited to this because, my pre-channeling can only go so long. It's meant to be an intro to the messages that want to come through in the cards. But I'm not gonna lie, like, this plan of Thoth was quite demonic and quite evil. And so people who specifically have a quite strong fairy-like energy have been the most under attack. People who are highly creative, highly connected to earth energy, because earth energy is very fertile, abundant, and creative, have been often struggling a lot with being able to have steady partnership, being able to have steady relationship, and a lot of time that stability has been under attack in order to try and have this perpetual state of heartache, so that connection with the fairy realms that's more natural for them, that they can help to strengthen, through their state of well-being, so that gets dismantled. Because the more that they can disconnect humans from fairy realms and completely split us off, the more they can control Gaia, right? And the more they can extract her resources and incept negative thought forms into humans to have dominion and control. Whereas fairy realms, it's the opposite. They're sending very playful, creative, jovial, lighthearted, celebratory, let's have tea time with cookies and chocolates and make fun things kind of a energy. And so, just to give you a little example of something that may seem so simple and trivial, but it's really not. It's like when you close your eyes to meditate. For a lot of people, it takes quite a bit of time to get into a more relaxed brain state, right? And it could take sometimes 20 minutes is pretty average for like a lot of people who are, I don't even want to say like new meditators, even like somewhat experienced meditators can still take a little while to get into deeper brain states until they train in certain ways to get into these deeper brain states more effectively or quicker. But even those strategies are based usually in some sort of like scientific method. And that kind of disconnection is because of this inception into the mind and into the DNA of these like Niburian genetics and thought forms that are foreign, that keep people in stress, to keep people disconnected from themselves and from the earth and from the truth of what's available, here on Gaia, outside of, we'll say, the storm, and the galactic warfare. Okay? So, you could go really deep with this. You could start getting into stuff about royalty, royal bloodlines. Like, we're not going to go down a big rabbit hole on high tea and royals, to at least not yet. But maybe another day we will. But enjoy your tea. It's all funny that this channel came through because I came across a picture for my daughter last year where we had a little fun tea time. And I thought about that when they were showing me all this, and it was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. Like, it was so random that the photo showed up. I had accidentally sent it to the car dealership last year when I went to go do a tire change. And I was like, oh, that's really, wonder why that's showing up. And now it's like, oh, that makes sense. And yeah, so take your tea time this holiday and have fun and be playful and eat your chocolates and your little tea cookies. And hopefully, if you're getting this right, when you go into meditation, you're going to really, as you are disconnecting from this warfare energy, which is getting cleared out, which is the big victory that's going on, is getting these Nibirian energies out of our system and out of our planet. And the fairy realms are celebrating this right now. And as you tap into this celebration and tap into them, you're going to feel much more playful and lighthearted. And hopefully you'll feel the sun inside of you lighting you up and inspiring your creative potential quite readily as a much more natural state of being, which is your birthright. And as I say that, I could cry because it's really emotional. And so definitely deeply connected to the movie Avatar, deeply connected to the truth that is shown in that movie. So I'm going to get into the cards and let's see what wants to be shared. Yaso Yesakariaka Toriaso Neasao. Definitely there's a connection to the Lemurian, ancient Lemurian energies as well, both in the fairy energies I'm speaking about, but also in the movie Avatar. And a lot of like ancient song, Lemurian song, fairy song is, and dance and just playfulness is, it's just important to allow that to well up in you if you're feeling inspired at this time. So yeah, as I say that, that's beautiful. Just as I say that, there's my card that says Freedom Dance Celebrations of Great Happiness. And it says there's Simcha Rabba, which is a celebration where Jewish people dance and celebrate the truth of God with the Torah scrolls. So that's really, really, really beautiful. And yeah, there's a message here about love. So something about this freedom, right, is, like I said, there specifically people who have been getting warred on because of this have had love really blocked in order, because that was the most powerful way. This whole twin flame evil plan by Thoth was meant to completely break certain people down so that they would constantly be hurt by love, broken by love. And we finally completely overcame and won over that evil plan. And it says here on the bottom, love is all around, deep, passionate, juicy, don't tell your friends about it. Love? Emphasize, don't tell your friends about it. And travel, romance, adventure, beauty, communion, and ecstasy. Oh, sorry about that. So, pretty great. And this is just on that pre-shuffle, nice little confirmations about the messages. So let's see what wants to come out. All right, receive the download and make sense of it later. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that wants to come through right now in terms of activations of your pineal gland. And I was just like feeling it really powerfully in the pre-meditation, in the heart as well, in the sense that you could almost say that that internal, true, natural state of wholeness, your natural internal twin flame of your heart sun and your pineal gland sun are getting relit right now, right? Back into an internal union. And that's supporting the reconnection with the fairy realms. It's supporting your wholeness, and it's putting an end to the diabolical plan, right? And it's allowing for these amazing downloads, right? And some of them, like I said, because a lot of it is connected to the fairy realms. Some of it's very magical, but some like like some of it is, you might start getting a lot more light language, new light language, like you know, they're having me do it to kind of spontaneously to kind of encourage you to just let it out, right? And as I said, I could just keep going, but I don't want this reading to be too discombobulated and choppy. But you get the idea, right? About just letting it out. And also on the bottom, we've got wake up, it's time to go there, bag packed and ready to go. A screaming sign will guide you. So there's some important, there's definitely some important travel to do, my goodness. Oh my God, you guys have to see this. And the next card says, travel to where you're feeling called. You may not understand why until you get there. Okay, and then the clincher, the one that just like brings this whole message home so beautifully, is Revelations, Galatians, totems, gnomes, and fairy things, alive, awake, and life-giving. Oh my goodness. So you see this, like there's this reconnection happening to the earth and to fairy realms. It's so beautiful. And there's certain places on the earth where these energies are coming through like so unbelievably strong right now. And there's like a lot of downloads to receive in these places. And you might not even, like, you might not understand it all. Some of it might make sense, some of it might not. But the important thing is to take a chance on doing this travel and receiving from the earth, receiving from the fairy realms, everything that they're wanting to reawaken in you at this time to fulfill your greater purpose and your greater creative potential. That's amazing. Okay, I love it. So what else do you need to know? What else do you need to know? Oh, that's a lot. My goodness. Okay. Trying to see where. Okay, yeah, this belongs over here because these are companion cards to the original cards. Right. Okay. So the first thing that they're really drawing me to show you is the bottom of the deck. It says, it's all happening for you now. Expect good news about something by tomorrow. So there's something really, and look at this, underneath that it says Vineyard Estate, Holy Well, Sanctuary, reconnecting with the ancient world, right? And I feel like there's something about this. I talked about this in another reading about these holy wells being important to reconnecting with this energy. A lot of fairy energy likes to connect more in certain places. If you're sensitive to fairy energy, like I've noticed it more sometimes around fallen trees, underneath like where the roots are. Definitely, they're very attracted to wells, as there's um, a lot of fairy energy on certain hillsides, certain slopes with certain plants that they like. I sometimes feel a lot of energy in on certain planted hills, not like a barren rocky hill type of environment, but something a more lush. Um, and also, they like springs and waterfalls a lot as well. So, I'm just saying all this because you're gonna have to figure out for yourself, where this travel is calling you. And it says here as the companion card, seeing far, far off on the horizon and its lower and higher potentials. And that does really make me think a lot about well energy, right? Like looking into the well to really gain some deep insights as an oracle, right? That's what the ancient oracles, guardians of the well, used to do before the crusades came in. And there's all these legends about the well maidens getting raped and losing that connection, that connection to the Holy Grail and the fairy realms. I'm sorry, I feel like a repulsive energy wanting to well up through me and get released as they say that, and it's like very teary. Oh my gosh. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just heard they're such cowards. They need to go now. They need to go now. Things were so blocked because of these cowards. Again, I say this as a channeled message. So I'm not saying it as personal judgment when I'm speaking. I'm saying the words that I'm hearing from my guides. And it's just to feel that kind of a repulsive energy. I've never had such a repulsive energy want to come up for me right in the middle of a reading that I'm recording ever. Whew. So we're just going to clear that out. Like I was saying, with all this lighting up in you and your heart, in your third eye, as I was saying before, and how that's connected to this fairy energy. I think this is a nice confirmation of that, because paired with our fairy things card, we've got biophotons taking on elementary particles of light that expand into the 7th dimension, which is super powerful. And I feel like you literally are taking on more light from the sun much more readily. It is uplifting you to be able to be much more multidimensional and connect up to the 7th dimension, which is allowing you for like this multidimensional journeying. And that also includes communication with higher beings, star beings as well, including the Andromedans, right? Because we've got here Andromedans speak, and that's paired with the Wake Up, It's Time to Go There card with the travel. So Ooh. And just more confirmations here. It says the activated rocks and crystals at various grid points around the Earth are emitting 7D frequency. With receive the download, make sense of it later. So some of, like, to be honest, 7D frequency is still kind of new, and really downloading it literally into your body, right into your biophotons, because the light that you create a very small amount of light in your body. That's very low levels, but your body does generate light, and it can also receive information through your biophotons as well, right? It's a communication system that is still not extremely well understood by science, but they're starting to understand it more. But it's an important part of how you communicate and stay healthy, that I think as they continue to study biophotons more and how they function during deep states of meditation, I think there'll be more understanding in the future about how it actually all works. But we can still go there without having that kind of confirmation as these beautiful pioneers that we are. And it says on both of these cards, 7D, 7th dimension, and 7D frequency. I think those are the only two cards in this whole deck that talk about 7D, so it's a really powerful message about how big and how maybe almost overwhelming some of these downloads are, because it's, again, we're not used to 7D energy, so it's going to take a little bit to just get used to downloading it before being able to interpret it at the same time as we're downloading it. But it's allowing us to hear these Andromedans that are, the Andromedans, I don't think they can lower their frequency below 7D, whereas some other star beings can, right? I feel that they mostly operate on a 7D frequency. And by up-leveling like this, it's allowing us to communicate with them, and they're helping us to see far, far off on the horizon for Gaia and for the lower and higher potentials of what's available here. And they're doing this because in the bigger picture, we're going through a reunion with Andromeda, right? As part of the reunion of the universe, and as part of our reunification with Christ, because Jesus Christ is currently living and serving in the Andromeda star system, which is actually was confirmed in a channeling by Friar Elias, who is the main prophet on Maria Misericordia TV, which is a cool YouTube channel for people that are interested in looking at things from a more Christian perspective. And I think he was a little bit bewildered when he got that information. It was like, I believe that was around last Christmas. So, but I was not totally surprised, and it was pretty awesome. So we've got here, just to throw a little bit of a spin onto this overall message, because most of this message has been really consistent. But getting back to what I was saying about this good news that's coming in, it says by tomorrow, but we'll just say like really soon, and about healing around romance, because like I said, for a lot of people this was so blocked, and also for a lot of people, as part of this whole heartbreak, twin flame, plotting, scheming, I'm just hearing literally by the devil, but we'll just say Thoth, or the Niburians. It says here that we're going to be now stepping out of that heartbreak that was causing this isolation. It was also affecting finances for a lot of people. Finances getting really drained because these twin flame connections were draining everything out of you, right? And also think about it, right? Like this, just not only do these people want the earth energy, part of what they want to harvest is the fairy energy. It's not just what's in the earth, it's what's on the earth too. And so if you are connected to that energy, and they could, through these, through this plot, basically hook into you through succubus, incubus kind of entities and siphon off of you. That was through, a twin flame, like love connection, then that was draining off of your finances as well. And I feel like this is finally all, like I said, like we're celebrating because this is finally all over and we finally won. And so the good news that's coming in is around a turnaround in terms of like your love life and your finances. Because we've got here date night, paying extra attention to your bond and the small things that make you feel cherished and adored, which is great that there's new love coming in and a new beginning in love that's going to be genuine and real and like literally real, not, just in a lot of the time there's like in these twin flame connections, there's such a strong energetic connection, but it's through a state of being in physical separation. And this is not about that. This is the opposite. This is about a date night. This is about being present, in person. This is about somebody who's actually doing the opposite of what would happen in a twin flame connection, which is, basically take, siphon, ignore, and make you feel small, basically, and make you feel unworthy. And this is all about somebody coming in and making you feel like not only are you special, but that like you're worthy of paying attention to every small detail. It's the exact opposite of what was occurring in these siphoning contracts. And again, they're reinforcing from the devil. So, and some of these messages might be a little bit triggering, depending on how you feel about, twin flames. I don't want to say that twin flames is all bad. There, somebody who actually really came up with the term and its origins is Elizabeth Clare Prophet. And Elizabeth Clare Prophet, was a holy woman and meant really well by that. And it was this inception and contortion by dark forces that kind of took something beautiful and manipulated it for a dark agenda. So, just try and understand it from that perspective. And it's kind of unfortunate, because it sort of has ruined, it's kind of ruined the term twin flame. And so I don't know I don't know if that name will be able to like regain a good name again from its original truth. but sometimes things happen that create a lot of sensitivity because of a lot of like hurt and abuse, and sometimes because of that, a name has to be changed. It happens in other things as well, to do with racial issues, like, so it's kind of a bit of a side story to get into all of that about the whole term twin flame, and will it continue to exist? Should it continue to exist, or should it be changed because of everything that's happened in this war, in this spiritual war? And I think what's more important right now is that the mission is tended to, and to just focus on the concept of like deep soul love, deep soul bonds. And I remember, God bless his soul and rest in peace, Mel Brand talked about the new term soul to soul connections instead of twin flames before his passing. And maybe, and he was just so sure that was good, what people were going to be calling these connections. And so who knows, maybe we will adopt the term soul to soul union. It feels actually really good right now, and he certainly deserves the honor for what he did for people, if that did come about. So we'll just see how that all goes, and I didn't mean to get into such a side story about that, so please forgive me. And then the last beautiful card we have here says, cash that check. This financial opportunity is solid and will provide stable income. Yay! So that siphoning that was blocking your finances is coming to a close. And as you're getting nourished again in romantic connections, you're going to be receiving back really what you deserve that's been so denied from you, and it's going to make it even easier for you to receive new financial opportunities coming into your life. And since these cards are paired, for some people there may be opportunities that come about because of somebody that you're dating or becoming into a relationship with. And it could be like directly connected to them, or just because like of some opportunity that they connect you with, which may be better if you want to keep romance and your professional life separate. But that's for each and every one of you to really decide what is really right for you, depending on your circumstance. So, and it's not for anybody to really judge your unique choices around that. So just know that in some way, there's some connection there, right? So let's pull a few tarot to clarify these cards a little bit deeper for you. Even though I feel like it's a pretty thorough message, but it's always good to pull in a little bit of tarot. And all right, what does the collective need to know? What a message! What a message! It's pretty profound, the shifts that are going on right now, and I get surprised myself. Yeah, look at that. So it's like we're continuing on with this message here, because we've got here King of Pentacles. So there is a lot of financial stability coming. King of Pentacles is one of the most financially prosperous energies in the entire deck, if not the most. I mean, people sometimes compare the King of Pentacles in real life to like a Warren Buffett kind of energy, like really, really prosperous, really stable. And at the bottom here, we have Two of Pentacles. So this is after a situation of just like probably trying hard for a while to keep everything in balance. Yeah, and like Knight of Pentacles below that, and Ten of Swords. Like there was just like a lot of betrayal, a lot of defeat, and like working hard to just keep everything afloat. But that's all changing. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles literally just flew out next to this date night, right? So that's Seven of Pentacles is all about investing. Somebody is ready and wanting to invest in you and your relationship. Like I said, like something, there's seeds getting planted there that are leading to this even further prosperity. And it could be that this other person is already in this King of Pentacles energy, and it doesn't mean they have to be an earth sign, although they could be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, or have those earth energies somewhere predominant in their chart. And there's usually a sun, moon, rising, Jupiter energy can be really strong as well. So I feel this person, the energy I'm getting, especially when I look at this card, but that I'm feeling is a little stoic in terms of when we're talking about this King of Pentacles as another person. They have a habit of being a bit stoic. Yeah, the High Priestess there on the bottom. Okay, like there's something there. They can be a little bit mysterious. They don't say everything, right? But yeah, underneath that, we've got the Empress and the Tower. Like, there's something sudden about this, and it's leading to this. I'm telling you, it's leading you to you being able to step into this Empress energy. Okay, because this reading is more for somebody who's either identifies more as divine feminine, or it's just that side of you is wanting to flourish at this time, and that allowing that side of you to flourish will be part of what allows certain areas of your life to flourish financially. Just like this King of Pentacles, in some cases could be representing a woman, right? I just feel like for more people it will be the reverse, but take it as it resonates. So well, more cards. Three of Cups. So that speaks a lot to this playful energy, this celebratory energy of connecting with the earth and celebrating, because that's what they really want you to be doing at this time. And Nine of Cups, yeah, that's also majorly about celebrating what you wants you. It's a card of like receiving a lot while being grounded, right? Being grounded enough to receive a lot. And in the traditional deck, the man is sitting on the ground with all these cups around, receiving, right? And some people traditionally saw that all as like receiving drink, but I feel like it's speaking to like that you're receiving a lot of downloads that you need to be grounded to receive, because it's so high dimensional, and that these ultimately are bringing in a lot of wish fulfillment for you, which is beautiful, right? Because the card that came out with that was Page of Wands, right? So it's exciting. It's new spiritual beginnings. It's also about getting ready for travel, right? It's like this, we've got this wake up, it's time to go there. There's some news about travel, there's a sign, a good sign, something, it's like a good news sign that's really positive, that's going to inspire you to like, hey, like this is exactly where I'm supposed to be going and why. And it's going to be very awakening. So expect that to come in, in the near future. And then on the bottom there, we've got the Hierophant and the Ten of Cups. Wow. Wow. This speaks a lot to like marriage and happy relationships. So there's something here, and again, this is all connected back to this, these are on the bottom of the deck, but there's something you're connected back to this travel that's connected to this new relationship. So let's get, okay, there they fell off. I just started shuffling and they fell right off. I knew they wanted to come out. I knew it. So allow God to speak to you here. The Hierophant often represents God. There's something, there's a lot of happiness that's could lead to connecting with someone that's going to become, an important part of your family. Yeah, on the middle cut there, Queen of Pentacles, that's like the mom. Wow. She's one of the mummies, right? There's something important. There's somebody important that you're going to be connecting with unexpectedly in some cases here. Okay? I feel also, because everything here is like connecting to one card specifically, this Hierophant is also speaking to God, speaking to you about the future here and showing you a vision. Now, typically we would talk about that maybe more as the High Priestess, but the Hierophant is also the prophet, right? It's the traditional prophet. It's like the biblical prophet, like the Isaiah, So that's really powerful. Oh my gosh, yeah. And on the bottom, you can't make it up. I gotta take it the well. Like I was talking about the oracle found at the well. There's something important about reconnecting with the well maiden energy, and I think that's really interesting that is tied with the Hierophant card instead of the High Priestess. Because these were usually women who were very much like leading spiritual figures in their communities. They were. And underneath that, is Seven of Swords. And that was stolen. Like their connection was stolen. Their role was stolen. As things were replaced with a more masculine paradigm within their world, right? There's some shakeup here, about bringing this back for women. And it's, I don't do these readings with a biased stance, right? I try and take everything that I learn and that I connect with spiritually, whether it's from more spiritual work and traveling to Avalon and reading about well meanings, or whether it's reading the Bible and learning about prophets. I actually, I have a lot of respect and value for all traditions that are like really pure and holy and connected to the Most High. And I really do feel that it's like they're coming back to this inception of evil from like the Niburians, which are not coming from either of these lineages, that is really connected more to the Egyptians and to the Romans. That's what is kind of being stopped. Okay? So let's get a few more cards. Okay. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, so they're saying this is connected to this Biophotons card and taking on light that's expanding you into the 7th dimension, right? And then underneath that, we've got, okay, 2 cards came out. So we've got Six of Swords, which is all about moving towards calmer waters. And then the Hangman also fell out. And the Hangman is all about like being sort of on a pause until a higher level of illumination is reached, right? So, and it fell on top of this card about seeing into the future. So it's relevant to needing to take this pause in order to activate your gifts of sight and seeing. But it's also speaking to the pause to receive this activation of your light, because it's this activation of your light and the 7th dimensional energy is what is moving you out of this energy of lack and poverty and feeling, you know, left out in the cold that you've been suffering from. And you've been suffering from it because of everything that, you know, we've already been speaking about that's been blocking you. Okay, for whatever reason, they're saying the next card has something more to do with this date night card. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, wow. It's interesting that they wanted to focus there. But yeah, I'm not surprised because, okay, first of all, King of Cups on the bottom. This is about like a romantic interest, someone who's interested in potentially having a family with you, someone who has a lot of strong feelings, but composed. We're going to get into what this has to do with this Stoic King of Pentacles. But this King of Cups is not. So is this the same person? Is this a changed man? We're going to find out. So we've got here the Tower, right? Something coming in suddenly, right? Around love, around a loving connection with this 2 of Cups. It's real soulmate love. Getting back to that first card on the cut about like don't tell your friends about it, juicy, passionate love, like we've got the Hermit. So something about this is going to be a little bit isolated and hidden. You know, the Star, there's going to be a lot of healing around this. Now, just to also say, we've got here the Hermit and the Star. So we have Virgo energy and Aquarius energy. And then we've got also the Chariot, which is Cancerian energy. So you or this other person could be one of those signs or carry that heavily in your chart. Doesn't have to be though, but those energies are strong here. But there's healing, right? This cherishing and adoring that's going on in this connection in private is very healing for both of you. And it's elevating your consciousness into the stars. Like I said, you've just like, because of these Niburians, it's hard not to swear when I'm talking to these people. Because of these Niburians, your ability to receive true love has been so blocked. Okay? And that's why, you know, now, like, they want you to be, like, really doing this in private to ensure that it's protected. So, yeah. The Chariot traditionally, right, the man is riding a sphinx, right? There's a connection to Egypt. There's a connection to Egypt. And then it's right next to the tower. So there's going to be some more insights about all of this, right? Some of these connections do even go back to like ancient Egypt, right? And like I said, because of these energies that were incepted by certain Nibirians at that time, created these blocks. There's just something about like these walls of blockage, these walls of deception are coming down, and it's what is allowing, ultimately, with the center card here, this Two of Cups energy, this true love energy, to begin to come forward in ways that are powerful and meaningful, very special. There's a power in your energy that once you do receive some love, some cherishing that's been denied, is gonna like elevate you so much. It's just, especially with this star card here, it's gonna elevate you so much. Like this, there's a strength, right? How love can like make you soar, right? Makes people feel they can do anything, real love, when they talk about really being in a truly supportive relationship. And that's exactly what they didn't want, right? That's exactly what they didn't want. They want to give a little bit more insights about this cash, that check, this financial opportunity is solid and will provide stable income. So let's get a little bit more. Nice. The Sun card. So the Sun card is not necessarily a card about finances, but it's a card about a really wonderful expansion of your enlightenment, of your creativity. And then we've got with that Five of Wands, which can often have to do with competition. But with the Sun card, it could be seen more positively around a collaboration, potentially. That might be a very spicy one with a lot of people involved. Or it could just be that you're getting really elevated here through this opportunity by this King of Pentacles energy, or you're really getting elevated into this energy. I think it's like a bit of both. And there's some people who are kind of wanting that spot, are kind of a little jealous here. So just, be careful. We've got here the pairing, the Queen of Pentacles to this King of Pentacles. So definitely it's just a really, really strong confirmation of the message before, that somehow this opportunity is coming through. I'm going to take that out actually. It's coming through this relationship somehow that you're stepping into, right? Even if it's not directly with this person, it's coming through that energy. So just be careful. I don't think you need to necessarily hoard and like be completely closed off. We've got the Four of Pentacles under that. You're meant to be shining your light here in a big way and letting things flow. I'm just trying to, what's the deeper message? You've been hurt a lot before by people who've been competing with you, and that's kind of made you like dim your light a little, that you share, and very skeptical about like opportunities that are really going to provide you with stability. But with the King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles here, definitely, most definitely is going to be, and the Sun, it's going to provide you with stability. It's going to provide success. And there could also be like a child here involved in some cases. Like some people, this could have to do with, because we have the Hierophant card out on the table also, right? And Ten of Cups. So for some people, this could be an opportunity for marriage that provides stability with children, right? And that's totally fine. So there's a little bit of closed offness here because you had to be underneath these. This was also the Strength card. You had to be so strong in the past. You had to kind of close yourself a little because of everybody that was competing with you and jealous of you and fighting you. So just, you know, you need to soften a little because you won't be able to really get into this energy of this lovely date night and giving and receiving love in such a tender way with this Two of Cups unless you can soften that energy. And like I said, if it helps to kind of isolate and just be the two of you in order to feel fully safe to do that without any eyes on you with this Hermit and this Star to really, really embrace the fullness of the healing, then do that. Then do it. Okay, now they're saying I can get into this Andromedan Speak card. Okay. 8 of Cups with 9 of Wands on the bottom, and then 7 of Wands. I'm going to pull one more. Three of Wands. Okay, so I just heard the past betrayals are over. Okay, so that has something to do with like walking away from what's hurt you and sort of waiting. Three of Wands often is about like waiting for something to come in. It can also speak though to travel. It's a big travel card, and the pairing for this card was this wake up, it's time to go there, bag packed. A screaming sign will guide you. So this screaming sign could definitely be a message sent to you by the Andromedans that you're sort of waiting on. They're going to give you clarity too. I just heard it's time to like move on from a false person. They're going to give you clarity about anybody that needs to be moved on from in order to have this new beginning. If that's required in your circumstance, which most probably is with this Four of Pentacles, of like whether you realize it or not, this might not be something you're doing consciously, but maybe energetically, you may still be holding on a little. Again, this is all because you had to be so strong in the past because of this like warfare that you were under. Okay? So like don't be hard on yourself. Really. Like it's not your fault. He's looking up at the moon here in this 8 of Cups. So there's something about getting these messages, an important message at night that's guiding you. I just heard sorrow. Some sorrow. Some of you have been waiting for something to come in for a long time around a person also. And I think that's why we got the message of like moving on. So getting some clarity about moving on from someone or something is also leading the way to getting this message about, you know, what this next step is that's going to be very exciting for you on your journey. So you have to kind of have the courage to like let that process happen for yourself, okay? And not, you know, have the strength to just stay grounded in yourself and not hold on too tightly to things from the past here. So let's clarify this last card. The activated rocks and crystals at various grid points around the earth are emitting 7D frequency. All right, we've got the Emperor and the Queen of Cups. Yeah. And on the bottom, oh, I love ending on this. We've got the Ace of Swords, which is a beautiful confirmation of like the truth of all of these beautiful messages. Yeah. And underneath that was Five of Cups and Page of Cups. So yeah, there was, there was a lot of difficulty here. There was a lot of losses in the past, right? And I spoke about that in the pre-channeling around, the negativity and the siphoning and the losses around these, like I said, these twin flame connections, which were set up diabolically by Thoth in order to siphon and just basically try to destroy you, right? And like you have victory here. Like that was the big. I love starting where we end. I mean, we'll get into this energy here, but like they said, victory. That was the whole very first word they said about this whole reading was victory, and this Ace of Swords is all about victory. And part of the victory, like I said, is like regaining, getting the earth back. Like these new roots want to siphon off the earth energy. They want to siphon off of the fairy realms, right? And like because of the energy we've been channeling, how we've been connecting with these realms, and some of us have been going to different sacred sites. A lot of people have been doing grid work at different places around the earth. Like they lost, and now like the energy at these grid points and in certain rocks and crystals, but also within the fairy realms itself, are emitting this 7D frequency, and it's a success. And that's why the fairy realms are celebrating, because the earth is getting lit up with this heaven on earth energy. I mean, hallelujah, praise God, praise God, praise God. This is so beautiful, And I hate to say this, and some people might not like this message, but it's what I heard, and it's making sense looking at this card. Because we've got here Queen of Cups and the Emperor, right? And I know you probably cannot see this, but this Emperor there, if I get it close, he's holding an ankh, right? And I feel like he is representing Thoth and his control. And really, this feminine here is representing this energy that's very connected to the fairy realms and the earth. On this card, there's actually seahorses and seashells, which is speaking to having a deep connection with the marine realms and the Lemurians, which I said was also connected to this energy. You can see them down here. There you go. So it's speaking a lot to that Lemurian energy. And I just feel like she won here. She won. And this was a real stronghold. This sort of Thoth energy, this sort of controlling negative version of an Emperor energy, lost. And it's being replaced really more with this King of Pentacles energy here, which, like I said, there's something a bit stoic about this person. But we saw before on the bottom of the deck, King of Cups. So they do have emotions that they're willing to share in this one-on-one, in like in private with this Hermit and Two of Cups. But as a whole, they present themselves a little bit more composed and stoic and kind of business-minded, business-forward. But their heart is full of love, is what it comes down to, not manipulation. And that's really vital. That's really vital. It's this healing of a toxic masculine energy. And I don't want to, put total shade. The Emperor can at times be positive, but it's just in this context that we're talking about is representing a negative energy here that is the barf energy that was coming up that raped the well maidens and stole from them and ripped them away from the earth and from what made earth life beautiful and hospitable and playful and abundant and wealthy and joyful. And so praise God. This is a beautiful, beautiful message. Okay. I claim this reading. I claim it fully. I'm sending everybody so much love. Please like this reading. I can't believe how long this reading was. My goodness, for me, it flew by. I was so engrossed in these energies. So, please forgive me that it was over an hour. I totally didn't even realize. And yeah, please subscribe to my channel if you're still here, which is, I know probably most people don't listen to all of these. Even though I do when I listen to other people's readings, I just put the readings on a faster speed and try and do the reader justice of listening to the whole reading, because often if you don't listen to a whole reading, you're not really going to get the reading. So because it's a spiritual message, it has a wholeness to it, whether that takes 15 minutes to get out or an hour and 15 minutes to get out. So I definitely won't be offended if you listen to my messages on a faster speed. And I even recommend that you do that if it's what you need to do for your schedule at times. And I'd rather you do that and hear the message than only listen to part of the message. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of this shift. Thank you for being part of this, what we're creating here for New Earth. And thank you for your love and your support. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for commenting on my video. Thank you for sharing my video. And again, please subscribe. And I thank you for subscribing. It helps to grow the channel and get these messages out to more people. And if you'd like a personal reading, my information is in the description box. I'm sending you lots of love. And have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.